In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. Reaching the world.
Welcome to Reaching the World. I'm going to talk about today, it's better to give than it is to receive. So let me open the Bible, and I'm going to read from Acts. Give me a second to get there. Acts 20:35. Things I have shown you how working like this, you must help the weak, remembering the words of the Lord Jesus, how he said, it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. Now, I understand I like getting things too, but I also like giving because it's fun to watch people's faces when you bless people with stuff. So I'm challenging you today to start blessing people and see how God, just by blessing people, how God will change your life over blessing. Now, if you don't got a whole lot, like you don't got money, a whole lot of money to do, you can also give your time. You don't have to give money. God likes a person that's a cheerful giver. He doesn't like a person that, they don't want to really give, or they feel, what's the point? God wants a cheerful giver. So even though you don't got a lot, God will bless you even more because you're giving out of your heart, putting the heart behind it, knowing that you really cared about that person to give it, not because you had to. So just because you don't got a lot, you still can bless people by giving your time, by helping out in the church, or by just going and saying, I'm going to help you in your garden or anything. You don't have to give money to bless people. So like today, I am making a realistic Thanksgiving turkey for the church. Our Unite Youth is having a Thanksgiving party, so I'm going to bless them with a realistic turkey cake. So I'm going to make that today, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make it. So now, what I'm going to show you is we got the eggs here. You need 12 individual eggs, and they need to be room temperature. That's important to making the cake. They have to be room temperature. So before you make the cake, as you're getting all your ingredients, pull the eggs out so they get to room temperature. So I pulled them out already. So remember, you need 12 eggs. 12. Then you need 21 ounces of sugar. And this again has to be room temperature. In the recipe it says that, even though your sugar's already out. I don't know why they say that, but they say you want it room temperature too. So you need your sugar to be room temperature too. And then it's 21 ounces of flour. And again, they say the same thing, have it be room temperature. I don't get that because it's already sitting out on your counter in a container. So why they say that, but they say it's got to be room temperature. So I'm letting you know, have your flour room temperature. And then it's 21 ounces of butter. And again, 21 ounces of butter. And you want to make sure your butter is room temperature. That's very important. Just like the eggs, they have to be room temperature. The butter has to be room temperature too. And then they said about four pod packets, but to me, that seemed like a lot. So I measured out like vanilla. So I measured that's 4 vanilla pods, but to me that seemed like a lot. So I measured out about a teaspoon, 3 teaspoons of it, but I'm gonna dump in what I think, and I'm gonna taste it as I go. So, and smell it and stuff as I go. So, we'll see. Because I feel like that's a lot. 4 vanilla pods, that's a lot. So, first thing they want you to do is cream the sugar and the vanilla and the sugar. So, the butter, the sugar, and the vanilla, they want you to mix that together. So, you're going to put the butter in. So, I start with the butter. Oh, and I'm going to use, just to let you know, I'm using the paddle. You have to use the paddle when doing this one. For this recipe, you got to use the paddle. So put the butter in. So put all that butter in, get all that delicious butter in there. Now I already had this pre-measured out. If you don't, that's okay. I just pre-measured it out because it makes it easier having it pre-measured out. And get all that butter in there. And remember, your butter and your eggs have to be room temperature, because if it's not, it won't work right. I've done that it wasn't room temperature and it did not work out. So you get your butter in there. Now we get my sugar. So you dump all that sugar in there. I need more, but anyways, dump some of that in there. I don't want all of that. Put a little bit, and I'll smell it then and see how that looks. So now we got the vanilla, got the sugar. Now we need to put the paddle on, and you're gonna mix it for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do my Google, because my dad's a tech guy. He likes all the Google stuff. So I'm gonna set our Google for 5 minutes on the timer. You can use your cell phone, your stove, whatever you got that can put a timer on. Put it on for 5 minutes. So hey Google, put a timer on for 5 minutes. And you're not gonna put it on high, just put it on medium to high, so that all that mixes together. You need it all to mix together. Now, while that's mixing, I'm gonna take my eggs and I'm gonna put them in the bowl. They want it in a separate bowl so that I can get the eggs properly mixed. And so put all your eggs in there. And remember again, I know I keep repeating it, but room temperature on everything. So you gotta have 12 eggs. I'm putting 12 eggs into here. And as you can see to my batter, this is what your batter should start looking like when you see it. It should start looking like that. That's what it should look like. It should almost look almost like a cake batter, like substance. See, you can see on here, it's almost looking like a cake batter. So now I'm gonna shut that off for now. Wait, no, I thought the beeper went off already. It did not. So keep beeping, keep going till it goes off. Now while that's going off, you can be cracking your eggs like I'm doing and getting that all done. So by the time that's done, the eggs are done. So open up all your eggs. So now you're going to take a hand whisk and you're going to whisk all the eggs. You want to make sure that all these eggs get crushed up. You're going to actually see them get crushed up. So you want to hand whisk it until every egg breaks. So you're going to see all the eggs are going to break. So you got to hand whisk it. You do not put it in this batter. You do not. You will once the timer goes off, but until the timer goes off, you need to do this in a separate bowl. It has to be in a separate bowl. So crack all the eggs. Make sure all the eggs, you can't put it in there until you got this part done. Come on, little egg. Great. I pounded you. So you're gonna do that, beat the eggs in a bowl and add into the mix. So after this is done, your batter is done. Now when the timer goes off, you're gonna add this in there. Now you're not gonna just dump it all in there, you're not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lightly start pouring it in, lightly, not dump it all in. You do not wanna do that. So do not dump it all into here. You're gonna dump in by portions. Not all of it, just some of it. So once the timer goes off, let me see, it's got about another minute to go. So, and I want to say, if you got any questions or you want to know what I did if you didn't understand something I did in here, leave it in the bottom and I will tell you exactly what I did in here if you don't understand everything I'm doing, which is okay. And if you got any questions or comments, or you just want to talk, or you just need someone to have an agreement with you, we will be there for you. And alright, so now you're here that my timer went off. Hey Google, stop. So now I'm gonna stop this for now and lift this up. I'm gonna have to keep mixing it up for now so I can get some of it in there. Take your egg. I'm gonna take this, put this right over here, and I'm gonna dump some of it in. Not all of it. Now I said not all of it, portions of it. So like just do it like that. So you see I put some of the eggs in there, not all of it, but some of it. So you're gonna put that in there and you're gonna mix it on the stand mixer for a little bit. And let me get all that down. Now little bits, you're gonna see it get mixed in. So you're gonna see it get mixed in, so then you keep just adding more as it's mixing, just keep adding more. Not all of it, you keep adding little bits until it's totally all in. You will get it in. So now I'm gonna add more in. Add a little bit more. Turn it down so it don't go out of the bow, because you don't want it on high. I've done that too, where I put it on high and then everything exploded out. Yeah, that's not good. I've done that. That don't end well. So don't put it on super duper speed. You don't need that. So I'm dumping the rest. So now I'm gonna dump the rest of the eggs in. Now the same thing with your flour. So now that I got the eggs in, I'm gonna let it beat for a little bit. But as that beats for a little bit, then you need to put the flour in. But the same thing with the flour. You do not want to put all the flour in. You do not. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna add now in here a little bit of flour. Just a little bit. You don't want to pour all of it in, just a little bit. Little bits at a time, so it does not want to fly out. So I'm gonna stop it each time I do it so it don't fly out, because it seems like it still wants to fly out. So add a little bit in there. Come on. And you're gonna see it start getting a little bit thicker. So add little bits at a time. And again, you can see I'm getting a little bit of flour out, but I can't tell. Try stopping and see if that does better. Let me see if I stop it and then put it in. China line. There you go. So now it's gonna get mixed in there. Then you don't want to mix it fast. So after that's in, that's it. You don't want to mix it too long, because if you mix it too long, you do not want air getting in there. You do not. Because if any air gets in there, that's not good. So you don't want to mix it too long. So I'm just going to mix it a little bit, not too much longer, because you do not want to. So that is it. That's all you do with that. And then what I'm going to do is bring this over, put that into there. So now I'm going to spray it. I like using buttered spray because I feel it makes the case come out better. You can use any spray that you want. It don't matter, but I like butter spray because I feel it comes out of the pan better. So now all you need to do is spray your sides of your pan really well. Spray it really well because you want it to all come out. You do not want it to stick anywhere. And you need to preheat your oven to 325. I should have done that earlier, so by the time I was done doing this, it would have been already preheated, but I didn't. So put preheat your oven to 325 and we'll get it in there. So now what you're gonna do is just take this, clean all of that off. Get all that off. The best you can, because you need all that batter, because if you don't have all the batter, it won't come off for there. Now, if you do not feel comfortable using your hands like I am, you can put gloves on. You can. Or you can use a spoon or whatever. But that's why I'm being careful, though, not to touch the batter as much as I can. I'm being careful. So put that down there. Then, grab yourself the biggest spoon you have, and you're going to dump it on in there. And you only need to fill it up halfway. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you, that was self-rising flour. I just realized I forgot to tell you guys that I use self-rising, so you didn't need to put any baking soda, baking powder, because I use self-rising. Now, if you don't use self-rising, I don't know how much baking soda and baking powder you would need, so I can't tell you if you don't. So if you're following this recipe, I would use self-rising flour, but some recipes don't use it, but they don't use self-rising. Some only use regular flour, but I use self-rising, so I don't have to do all that. So make sure you scrape all that batter out of there, every last bit of it. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and alright, so now my cakes are chilling, so I'm gonna make the buttercream, chocolate buttercream. Now you do not have to do chocolate if you don't want the chocolate, you can do it in vanilla, but I'm doing chocolate buttercream because I like chocolate and I know the people that I'm making it for like the chocolate. So what you need 1 cup of room temperature butter. Then you need 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. 3.5 cups. Then you need 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Now I'm using the light. You can use the dark if you want. It's totally up to you what you want to use. I'm using the light of 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. And then you need 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, which that has to be room temperature too. Then you need, this is salt, and you need 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Then you need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then for this one, you're not going to use the powder like I did for the cake. You're going to use the whisker for this one. So I'm going to put the whisker on. Pull the mix out. Put that on. There we go. So now what I need to do, I'm going to beat the butter on medium high, not low, on medium. And the butter will get creamy for about 2 minutes. So I'm going to put this into there. Get all that butter out. Don't miss any of that butter because every ounce counts, because it'll change how it comes out in the end. So make sure you get all the butter the best you can. It's not gonna be perfect, no, but do the best you can getting all the butter. All right. So now I'm gonna put that on there. Put this on for medium high. So, hey Google, put a timer for 2 minutes. So now I'm gonna put that for 2 minutes, and this should start looking creamy. It should. So as that's mixing, and then once that's all done, after the 2 minutes is up, I'm gonna take the powdered sugar and I'm gonna dump this powdered sugar in there once the 2 minutes is up, but not right now, but I will once the 2 minutes is up. So bear with me while this mixes for the 2 minutes. So, and remember, you don't have to do it in chocolate. You do not. You can do it with vanilla. But I'm doing it chocolate because I like the chocolate. So, the timer's almost done. So, you can see it's starting to get a little bit. So, it's gonna go off soon. Here. 29 more minutes, 28, 27, 26, almost done. Almost done. I don't know about anyone else, I hate waiting for the timer to go off. It's like, come on timer, can't you move any faster? It's like, seriously? I hate waiting for timers, that's where I get impatient. But when you're baking a cake, or making icing, or whatever you're doing that's baking, you can't rush the process. There's a reason for everything. But I get impatient with timers. I hate waiting. That's the worst thing you can do, having to wait. It's like, any longer, come on, come on. Oy. Hey Google, stop. Finally. I hate waiting for timers. So now what you're gonna do is I'm gonna stop this so it don't blow all the way around. And I'm gonna dump all this in. The mixer out of the way. So I'm gonna stop like that just so I don't want to blow all around because powdered sugar do stuff. Okay. So now you're gonna see that's gonna get mixed into there. And then I'm gonna add the cocoa powder in there too. With that. On low speed it says, so I got it on low speed. And then add the salt, the vanilla, throw that away. You're gonna start seeing it all combining. And make sure when you do this, you scrape the sides so everything's getting mixed in there. You don't want any of it getting missed. Keep scraping the side. And you're gonna put the heavy cream in too. And do not put this on high. Do not want it on high. So keep it on low. And keep scraping that sides until it's all combined. You want all of that to be combined. Now, if it seems like your sugar, not your sugar, if it seems like it's too loose, then increase into high speed. It says, on my recipe says if it's too thick, you can add another tablespoon. If it's too thick, you can add another tablespoon of the half heavy whipping cream. You can add it, and then keep adding as it comes to the size you like. And if it's too loose, you can add more of the powdered sugar in like tablespoons, but not all. I won't go dumping a whole lot and just do it by tablespoon to see if it gets to the size you like. But at this point, I think mine's coming to a good consistency as you see it. It might need a little bit. I might want to put a little bit, but not a whole lot. I think to me it's looking like a good consistency. Let me see. Ooh, that's a little bit too loose. So I'm gonna add a little bit more because it's just too loose. You do not want it falling off your spoon because when you put it on your cake, it's just gonna wanna just fall off the cake. So I'm gonna go grab some more. Let me get a paper towel so I don't make a mess. Stick that there. I'll be right back. Give me a second. And like I said, add it by tablespoon. So I'm grabbing my tablespoon to make it a little bit thicker. Now don't just keep adding it right away. Mix it first before you keep adding any more. So put that up here. And mix it again. Because 1 tablespoon could be good enough, it may not. So don't add it all right away. And like I said, it's gonna get on the sides, so make sure all that gets in. You need all that mixed in. Yeah, I need more. I'm adding another one because I need more. Still too loose. It all depends on where you live, I guess. That's why. I don't really know. Maybe more moisture, I don't know. So I'm gonna keep adding more. Keep going until it looks good consistency. Let's see. Now I'm gonna take that, get all the edges, make sure. And that's what your thing should look like by the time it's done. And if it still is not, keep adding more until it's all added. And that's it. That's how you make your icing. So I hope you guys enjoyed me making my icing. So that is it. So, alright, so now my cakes have been chilling in the fridge for a while. So now I already cut out my pieces. So if you're following along to make this, you need to make sure you have the pattern to cut these all out. So you need to cut these out before doing this. So if you're following along to try to make it. So now first I'm going to take the icing and plop it on. Pop some icing on there. You don't want too much icing though, either. And my cakes have been chilling for a while, so the icing won't want to run as much. Doesn't mean it won't, but I'm gonna pray not that it doesn't want to run, but it shouldn't because I have my icing. So I take this, smooth it all out on there. And you only want it on the top of the cake at this point because you're gonna put it back. You're gonna put it back in the fridge, so you only want it on the top of the cake. So I'm putting it only on the top. If you do get on the sides, it's okay of the cake, but at this point you don't want to. You want to keep it as clean as you can. So now I got it all icing in. So now I'm gonna put this piece on. And I'm gonna put it near the edge, but not all the way at the edge, but a little bit. And get it as much as you can in the center of the cake, if you can help it, the best you can. Because I'm not gonna sit here and measure to make sure I got each end. I'm not about. I don't really. But if you really want to get picky, you can get a cake ruler or whatever, and you can ruler out the center of it and do all that if you want. You can get a cake ruler and do that, but I'm not worried about it. I'm gonna get as close as I can to the center and leave it at that. And that's the best you can do. So each layer is gonna get icing on it. Now remembering not to put too much so though your cake don't want to slide around, because you don't need a whole lot because you're also going to be putting fondant too. So you just need enough to get the cakes on and solid on there. So now I'm going to put this top layer on and doing the same thing. Putting as close as you can to the center as I can. Again, it may not be totally perfect, but I'm doing the best I can. So now what you're gonna do is take these pieces and I'm gonna do the same thing, put icing on the whole top of it. So make sure you put it on the whole top. Now you don't need as much on the top because you will be fondanting it and you're just putting the breast pieces on there. So you don't need as much, but just enough. But this, because your fondant will be covering it more on the top. It's more the centers that you need it a little bit more. So then this goes on just like that. Then you put your other breast piece on just like that. And then you need an extra piece from your thing that I took. And this needs to go in the center of it. Just like that. And that's how your thing goes. And then what you need to do next is you need to put it back in the fridge to get all this solid, because you don't want to work with it not being solid. I've done that and my cake fell all over the place. That's not good. Then you got to start all over again, because then your cake cracks or it falls apart. You don't want that. So you want to make sure this gets solid. So if you have the room in your fridge, if you don't, I don't know then, but if you try to get it in your fridge, if you can help it. The more you can get in your fridge chilling is better. So try to make room in your fridge if you can. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it in the fridge, and then I will show you doing the rest of it once it's out of the fridge. Alright, so now my cakes have been cooling with the icing on it. Now, me and her are going to try to carve it, because I'm not the best carver. So she's going to try to help me. So that's why I got her with me, because I'm not that great at it. So we're both going to try. Neither one of us are that great at carving, but we're going to try. Give it a shot.
Just so you know, I was a cake decorator at one time, but I never did anything with fondant. So I can't promise that I'm going to do any better. I'm just going to say, Lord help me, because I wasn't trained for this. Well, actually I have a natural talent in cake decorating, but this is all, the fondant is all fairly new. So this has been a challenge also for me. So what he's learning, I'm learning along the way also. So I'm not going to stand here. I'm going to be the best, because I do the best I can, just like him.
But we look at it as 2 eyes are better than one.
And we're giving up, of what we got, and this is what we got to offer, because we're giving the best. And right now this is the best, because we can only call on God to help us to design this right. So
all right, so now I'm gonna start carving it the best I can. Okay, let's hold it that way. Oh. I guess just go down the bird, I guess.
I make it
Here,
round.
go ahead.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
I need something to keep the icing on.
I got it. Yeah.
Not that it's gonna be, but
It's gonna be in it anyways. So we're just praying it turns out good. We're no professional at this part. And so we can't explain to you too much on this part of what to do. Just watch what we're doing. That's all I can say, because at this point I can't tell you like how to do it or what to do, because at this point we're just carving as we go. So we can't really explain, all right, put this together with this or do this so that it comes out good, because we're just trying to figure it out ourselves. So sorry we're not talking much.
we're really concentrating.
We're trying to concentrate on what to do. So as much talk as much as we can.
And hopefully you just enjoy watching the carving, because this is
and she undercut it, so make sure you undercut it.
I started here.
Yeah.
We're doing the
Do you
best.
need a bow? Do you want a bow?
Who knew my family would be carving a cake turkey instead of a real turkey?
Yeah.
Go figure. It's kind of cool.
And then I'm talking about making stuffing out of cake too. That's another one I'm thinking about doing. That'll work. Here we go. That'll work. So, hope you guys are enjoying as we're doing this. And again, like anything, if you got anything that you'd like to see us do, any cake ideas or anything like to do experiment, that nice you could do experiment or anything, or you want us to talk about a particular Bible verse or teach on a particular thing, please put that in the comments and we will put that into consideration and talk about doing that if you have any questions. So please do that. And know that we do care about you guys. We don't just say we care. We do care when we say we do. I'm gonna make that even, do that, yeah. Ooh, I'm happy with that. Ooh, yeah.
Did you want to try more carving yourself?
Okay. No big.
Got an ideal now?
Yeah, not
I
even.
left a little lump. There you go.
Just like Tim, you have to reach for the warrior inside and know that you got the skills that pays the bills and just go for it.
It's not me. If it wasn't for the she started it, I wouldn't know where to go with it.
To be honest, it's just been God directing me. Go here, because I can honestly say I didn't know where to start myself.
All you gotta do is believe in yourself.
Because if it wasn't for her, her and God at the same time,
I give God all the credit because
her and God, I couldn't do what I do like I do. Because she helps me get through what needs to be. That looks bumpy there, doesn't it?
it looks a little more straight. I rounded it. Do you know how to round it? Yep. Just keep going like in a circle. Yep. Keep going in a circle. Yep. There you go.
It's intense up in here, folks. Yes, this is Eugene, Dad, whatever you want to call me, on the camera.
Ready?
But it's really intense in this kitchen right now.
And always try to keep your station as clean as you can.
I'm so proud of you for saying keep it clean.
I know, right? That's a tough one for me. But I do be clean. I do. When I'm making the cakes, I do. Alright, so now what?
Well, now I gotta start like we did up here.
Go ahead. And I'm not afraid to admit I am not good at everything. So that's why I'm willing to have her on with me, because I'm not afraid to admit I don't know everything.
This is in the working for all of us, really.
So don't think just because you have to have someone help you.
Dinner time!
Hit the bell, everybody.
So don't think just because you got to have help that you're not good enough. It's okay to get help from other people. It's okay to say, hey, how do you do this? Or hey, can we make it look better? It's okay to ask for help. It's okay. Don't look bad upon yourself because you gotta ask for help. Everybody needs help somewhere. In something. And sooner or later you're gonna get to know how to do it, and you're gonna get good at what you wanna accomplish.
Yeah, when you're trying to do something, it's just got to be persistent and keep saying, I can do this in Jesus' name. And tell the devil to shut up, because you can do anything you put your mind to. And the devil knows if you put your mind to it, you can conquer a lot. So the more you tell the devil to shut up, the more he flees.
Now all of this, she had this all leveled together with this up to about right about where the front is.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
And people are wondering what that ding was. That was the camera guy trying to get the top shot of the cake.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We all are in the learning. Through God, we can do anything.
I think this is about what it looked like.
Yeah.
Nah, you know what the bell was?
What, nice?
It's bell notification. Which is what you need to hit right now.
Nyson and his bell notifications.
Yeah, he likes his bell notification. That's why we have him say it in each video, because he likes saying it. And plus, he's good at saying it, too.
Okay.
Yes, folks, we are an interactive family. Even the person behind the camera likes to say stuff because we all just want to be able to support each other. And that's what a family should do, especially around the holidays. Support each other. Love on each other. And just, if you haven't talked to someone in your family for a while, reach out and let them know that you're thankful for them, and just give them a shout out. So how's the cake coming down on the floor there, folks?
I think okay. I'm not sure until it's totally done.
I think.
So in case folks are wondering, what's those top two pieces of cake on the top? What part?
That's supposed to be the breast.
That's supposed to be the top of it?
The breast part of the
And
turkey.
just an FYI, if you're thinking about real actual turkey ideas, I'm usually the turkey person in the house. I learned over the years that if you cook the turkey breast down,
You say that.
it makes it more moist.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Okay.
It has
I
no
need the
effect
picture
on
because I
it.
can't
Okay, what do you want, the side or the front or what?
He
front,
just does
one
it
to
to make
front.
it feel better.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so this is the top part. So
You want to use this to cut it? That's why I got this one, just because you can carve it better.
This is like
Now, not all the way to the top because you don't want it. You
I
want it.
think it stops
This
here.
Yeah,
is
you
like
wanna
one
stop
of
right
these
in the middle, but
baking
don't wanna-
shows. You can feel the tension. You can cut it with a knife.
Well, this is tonight's youth.
Cake, yes. And when we're all done, we can say, nailed it!
Only Anya to show you very well of nailed
And she
it.
used this to get it out.
Did you?
Yeah, she used this. She cut it more, and then she used that to get it out. Cause I guess that's why. I don't know.
Didn't you say she used it to lay
She's
down?
now
Yeah, down on the bottom.
The
Yeah.
part where the cavity is where you put the stuffing.
Yes.
And Timmy has also made out of cake.
Yeah, which is right here. It's not finished yet, but
It looks like cornbread stuffing to me.
To me, it kind of looks like
she makes it
Tater
thinner though.
tots.
She thins it out though.
kind of looks like tater tots.
They kind of like she gets enough that it like covers this. You got to get more pieces, and
That's all right.
she takes these pieces also. That she also reuses these two to get like if you need it longer.
Right.
Go like that.
Well. Like that. Okay. She kind of digs it out.
Okay, you want to use this to dig it out more?
No, I.
You think that's better? That's what she said.
I feel like one of those baking contests. So, folks, what is your strategy to beat all the competition?
Putting God in this, saying, "Lord, come down on this cake and do your
Make
work.
it right because
We
don't
can't
know
do
what
it without
we're
you.
doing.
'Cause we couldn't do it without the Lord. Because without the Lord, we can't do nothing if we don't have the
That's
Lord.
why the scripture in there says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me."
And, oh, if you guys are wondering where the turkey legs are, Timmy does have those in the
Refrigerator.
fridge. They just had to leave those off until they carved the cake.
Well, that and you want your cakes.
Put your
Remember this: if you can fit your stuff in the fridge, it's better to have your stuff as cool as you can. Because if you don't, you will have your cake. Well, bloop. I've done that 5 times. My mom
How's
had
that go again, Tim?
bloop.
Here, I need your phone back on.
So I've done that like 5 or 6 times. And she told me how many times. Why don't you put it in the fridge? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Put it in the fridge. The fridge is your friend. The fridge is your friend. If you start having this start leaning, if for some reason you are trying to make this cake, following along to make this cake, if you have your cake falling over, stop carving. Don't keep carving. Stop. Get it back at its level on here and shove it in the fridge for a good hour or more. If you don't, if you can make your freezer colder or something to get it, if you need it to be faster, you can.
Yeah, I think she rounds this.
And then there's another view too. There's this view top if you need that view to see. So if you can put it back in the fridge, that's the best thing you can do. Get it back in the fridge if it seems like it's falling apart.
I think this is.
Yeah. Wait, let me see. You gotta get this side a little bit because you see you got this side rounded a little bit more. So we gotta get this.
And then we have to work on rounding the breast. It's starting to really look like it. I don't have it really rounded too much over here for some reason.
Yeah, it's the best it's gonna be. We don't want to make it too thin because if we get too thin, then it's not gonna look correct. So I hope you guys are still following along. Sorry we're not talking as much. We're just really concentrated on this. So. And again, even if your turkey doesn't turn out right, it's not about how it turns out. It's about the blessing of the cake more than anything. It don't matter. It could turn out like trash. It don't matter because we're giving out of our heart. And that's the whole thing about this. We're giving out of our heart. So no matter how it turns out, I'm still going to give it no matter how it turns out. Because why? Because I want to bless people. Yes. But we're going to do the best we can here. Now we're kind of like, oh, you're not doing that part yet? Going the bumpy part right here? Where it has it like it comes, like where...
Yeah, it's rolled on the top.
See, so I gotta make this go down a little bit.
Well, she kind of rolls it. It looks rolled.
Alright, we'll come back after we're done carving it to show you what it looks like, but we're gonna have to icing it, so we will show you how to icing it. But for now, we're gonna come back. Alright, so what's she thinking?
Well, we finished the turkey. We know we were going to show you the fondant part, but the thing is, it started getting close to time, and we didn't have time to just add the camera in. So we just wanted to get it done. That's how it was done. So we apologize for not showing the fondant. But here it is. We're not exactly the proudest of it. It didn't turn out the way we wanted it. We're curious of what you guys think. Don't turn it. So basically, this is, we look at it as, we know that there could be better cakes, but we're giving the best. We worked hard at it, and that's all that counts. And it's the same thing with the holidays coming up. You know, when you give your best, that's what counts. Whether it's perfect, or it's the top, or whether it's the, you know, magnificent. The thing is that when you give your full heart and you give it your all and your best, and we have, and we realize it's not top notch. But for us not being experienced working with fondant, I think we did a fairly good job considering. It took us a lot of, you know, hours and a lot of time, but we did it with a lot of heart in it. And tonight's youth, and we hope they really like it. And remember that it's always better to give than receive, and that's what the whole point of this turkey is that we're going to give even in spite of its imperfections. We want the youth to know that we love them even in spite, and we're giving our best. You got anything to say, Tim?
That's about it.
Yeah. And so know that we love you very much, but most of all, know that Jesus loves you. And this time of Thanksgiving, remember that it's a time of being thanks.
And if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you never miss out on any of our videos.
And remember that we're here
Reaching the world.